Welcome back to the show, everyone. Always a pleasure to see our next guest. Of course, we enjoy many aspects of our chats with him, but predominantly, we have him on for the bad MLS pictures. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
And he's got some today. Condo Leo is joining us now. How are you?
Great. Leo, how are you guys?
Now we are, it's February 1st tomorrow, out of nowhere. Are we starting to get to the time of year where people were holding off before the holidays who didn't want to list at that time? Is it going to start picking up?
It's traditionally that's what happens. People start waiting for the better weather. The calm down after Christmas, things, you know, family's gone, they can kind of get back to work.
Thank God.
God, they eat a lot. They're like a plague of locusts.
Yeah, and now they can get ready, get the place ready, focus, and start hitting the market.
And we are hearing all kinds of things, reading all kinds of things about the market flattening and prices flattening, probably depreciating. Are you seeing any of that?
There hasn't been too much change lately, with the sense that there's probably going to be a ton of listings coming to market in the next couple months.
Yeah.
We're just saying that will keep the price honest, which is good because it's still a good time for someone to sell because they're getting a good dollar for their place, but there's also good deals out there for a buyer.
And does honest in Vancouver still mean the most expensive you'll find anywhere?
Yes, there's an article that just came out recently, and you probably saw it.
Affordability.
We are now number one.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
Unaffordability in our market. In other words,
Exactly.
the correlation between wages and actual housing prices.
Okay, well, let's talk about
here.
first-time sellers. You never really hear about this, probably because it's not a huge moneymaker, is it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's always first-time buyers, benefits, and things you can get. Now that you're selling for the first time, you're not getting that, let's say, the hand-holding as you're the first-time buyer. We're going to help you with property transfer tax. We're going to do now. The onus is on you.
Okay.
So the real benefit that you might get for first-time sellers, you probably lived in your place for the first year or something like that, so you won't have to pay the capital gains tax, which would be, let's say your place went up $100,000. You get charged on half that. You get taxed on half of that profit, and it's based on your actual income.
Okay, and if you're moving to Saskatoon, congratulations, you just made a lot of money.
You've done really well.
Let's talk about, we always talk about buying costs and what's involved in realtor fees, legal fees, all that stuff. What about on the selling side of it?
So on the selling side, it's your turn now. When you bought, the seller paid your costs. You didn't have to worry about it. Now, the marketing and selling fees come out of your pocket, and then the HST on top of that. Again, you're going to have to pay for your movers, the lawyers, just like you did when you bought. So now those costs are put on you, so that's going to be tacked on to your profit that hopefully you've made on your condo.
And how should you market and sell your place? Because I guess it's all in the marketing, just like with anything else you're selling in the world.
Exactly, and we've talked about this many times on the show, but it all comes back around to the same thing, is now it's your turn to make your place presentable, make your place viewable, make it available to see. It's now your turn to do that side of it when we're looking at these bad MLS pics. Well,
that's what
now it's you don't want to be one of those guys.
You do not want to show up on this program.
And I always call strata documents the cure for insomnia, but you should really save them.
Saving them is really important because, I mean, as realtors, it comes out of our pocket. We order them, we pay for them, we get them. But if you have them ready to go off the top, well, if you get an offer that day, well, they can have all the information they need.
It's one less to do.
Exactly, and we will get them. Sometimes it takes about a week or something like that, and it's good for us to save money if you've got them kicking around too. We appreciate that.
Well, the other thing is, if you are buying something and you really want to do your due diligence, you do have to read them, and getting them in advance can save you some time doing it quickly.
Reading them is very important. As a realtor, my job is to go through them thoroughly, highlight things that could be an issue, and highlight things that are good. If the contingency is very high, well, hey, that's a great selling feature.
Don't they bore you? Like,
you know, I'm kind of interested in them because of all the work we do downtown. It's nice to know everything about the building.
It's good to know your real estate agent finds them interesting.
Yeah, and if you're working in this industry, especially in the downtown core, I mean, knowing those buildings, and as soon as a listing comes up, you know the strata issues or any issues that are going on.
There are certain buildings, if someone wants to make an offer, I say, don't even worry about the documents. Like, I know everything about this building. We'll still get them, go through them, but we don't need to put that as a subject. We'll still get them, and we'll read them, but I know enough about it, so I feel comfortable.
What about setting a price? I know we've talked about this all the time, but setting a price and how aggressive you want to be, and how that whole discussion unfolds for a first-time seller.
Yeah, and I'll provide the stats and show you this is the price that's going to sell you the fastest. This is the price that if you want to try it might take a bit longer. So it all depends on your goals too. If you want to be out of there in 2 weeks, well then we're going to go really aggressive, hopefully get multiple
some people
offers.
have already put an offer in another place or have it accepted and they need to sell quickly.
And I mean we're still doing, like, one of my clients, we're in a multiple offer situation right now, and like they're still happening every day. So you've got to be ready for that kind. And they priced their condo well.
If you wouldn't do it over shoes, don't do it over. I'm kidding. I get it.
I've gone in the multiple.
I get it. eBay. Don't send Fiona any more emails.
Let's talk about our feature building today. What are we looking at?
This one is Mechanica by Cressy. It is, excuse me, it is pre-construction, and it's not going to be ready for quite a few years. But the cool thing about this building is Intermechanica is the Porsche replica makers. So this building is kind of Porsche inspired. So now, I've always wanted to own a Porsche. I never did. So now I can mortgage one over 35 years.
Is it going to have a cool grill?
They're going to have Porsche colors. They're going to have a few unique factors. Intermechanica might stay on site. They're figuring out how they can do it.
Oh, so it's at the Intermechanica place.
On Quebec and First.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really cool. You can sit in front of your door and twirl your keys like you know, just
James
like you
Dean
had before.
action. Okay.
Like you actually own the car.
Okay, let's
building.
get to the bad MLS listings.
Yes.
These are our favorites. We've got 4 doozies today. Let's look at the first one.
So this one's on the market right now. Clearly, we know what the problem is.
Crappy photo. BC Place.
BC Place looks a lot better right now.
Oh God, yeah.
BC Place hasn't looked like that in a while. How
Yeah,
old is
that's
the
right.
picture?
And one of my ratio looks out that way, and it looks so good right now.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna hurt the view. At night, it looks amazing.
Yeah, they light it up. They change the color of the lights. It's beautiful.
It is such a better view now. You show that on there like a night picture, and it'll drive
It
more
will look
people
like
in.
a great
because
city view.
The old BC Place, it was a bubble. It was fine, but it looks really good now. And I didn't expect that when they were building.
So once again, good photo and a current photo.
And capture the
great.
view when it's at its best. And downtown views at night are pretty spectacular.
Exactly, especially with BC Place now, because it looks unbelievable.
Okay, let's go to the next one. I don't want
Oh.
the toilet seats open. There's toilet. Why is there
wow.
so
I call
much
this the
toilet
leaning
paper?
Dude, put the seat down.
Just
It's all right.
like-
It doesn't make you any less of a
The
man.
leaning tower of toilet paper.
The
I
toilet
call it.
paper.
How much
Really,
do you need?
Like, that's not for an emergency. What kind of an emergency? And the towels are just gross.
That was kind of gross.
And the clutter. Look at all the bath products on there. Like, you
How
clean
much
that
would
up?
it take to take everything off the counter and tuck it away?
Not much.
Not much.
Okay, next one.
I like that one.
Next
Good one.
one.
All right, number 3.
There's a dog.
And the funny thing about this one is there was about 6 pictures, and that little guy is in each one.
Every one of them.
And a client sent this to me, and I was like, you know what? That is pretty funny. So it said
It's actually funny.
It's cute.
But if you were allergic to dogs, it might
yeah.
deter you.
And again, this is not going to hinder someone seeing it, but it was kind of like you don't need the dog in every single picture.
Yeah, well,
I get it. It's
and
cute.
you know, for dog owners, as someone who's not a dog owner but has owned a dog before, I know they can wreak a little bit of havoc on a place, right? I mean, the
Exactly.
They call
floors
it
get
marking.
scratched up, and you know, there's all that. Well, yeah, there's the poolets and everything, but I mean, it's like if you have hardwood floors,
They could scratch it.
Right. Okay, let's go to the next one.
So this one's for Michael specifically.
What is where? There's a lot of stuff on. Oh, there's Vaseline on the nightstand.
oh,
Hello! And a computer. Sure, you were looking at cars. You closed the window, you pervert. I mean, really?
I didn't know what to say about this one.
I got not. Maybe they had chapped lips.
Exactly.
I want to thank my wife for sending that one into Leo. So that's great. I appreciate
Is that it? Was there
That's
one?
it.
That's it? Oh
Leo,
my God.
well done, man.
Okay,
That's
go to
always-
Leo's website if you want to know anything about real estate. CondoLeo.ca. Always nice to see you.
You have to start a bad MLS picture portion of your
Just a
website
blog,
like,
please.
as you go. It's
I don't want to get in
brilliant.
trouble one day. I feel like I'm going to
it'll
start
be
getting phone
fine.
calls.
As long as they're not your clients, it's all good. We're going to take a
Exactly.
break and
Thank
when we
you.
return.